Anna. Welcome to my channel if you're new to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you're not new to my channel. This is a get ready with me spilling the tea on Gabi Demartino. But before I get started, hit the little subscribe button down below, hit the little bell notification. It's a little free thing that helps your girl out. And then hit the little link tree and go check out my other social media. I've got Instagram, TikTok, Depop, Twitter, etc. Let me explain to you what I'm doing today. So today I'm gonna get ready with you. I have some pimple cream up here, some pimple cream everywhere, because your girl's gotta do some solutions. And I'm going to be talking about Gabi Demartino. I'm going to be talking about the background, what kind of happened, and then I'm going to be talking about the update on the situation because there's been new information that has come out and I want to update you guys. This video obviously is a little more serious than my other truth behinds. This isn't going to be the truth behind Gabi Demartino. I won't be talking about her other scandals. I think I'm still going to be doing one of those for her. However, this will be more about this specific topic, and I thought to relax some more people, because this might be something very serious for some people, I thought I would do like a kind of get ready with me, so it's a little more relaxing. It feels like two people talking to each other about a very serious situation. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, let me start off with telling you what I'm going to put on. So I have the Professional Benefit. I'm not subscribed by any of these brands. I wish I was. But this is the Professional, like everyone knows this, the Pore Blem Primer. And while I put on my primer, which I already put on a bunch, I didn't put any on my forehead though, let's tell you about the background of this situation, because of course that's the most important thing. It's the foundation of this thing. It's the primer. I need help. Gabi Demartino is a YouTuber here on YouTube. I said that in the series as well and people like went off on me. But she's a YouTuber who has made kid-friendly content for a really long time. They are twin sisters. Her and her sister Nikki Demartino is what they call them, but they've shortened their name. I don't know why they shortened their name. I will be using the Maybelline New York Super BB Cream and the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation, like BB cream. They call it Bye Bye though. Just letting you know, this one's a little too dark for me because It Cosmetics kind of sucks and they don't really have that many skin tone variations for theirs. And I don't know how many this Maybelline one does because my grandma bought it, but this one's really fair on me. But they just kind of work together really well, so just letting you know on that. So they're both YouTubers on YouTube and they both have made kid-friendly content their kind of entire YouTube career. They started when they were really young. I think they were 16 or 15, and they started making content just kind of like lighthearted, like the lifestyle influencer content. And they were well known for that. They weren't that problematic. They have gotten in some drama before, but they're not like super problematic girls. Like as to the point where I'm saying like it's not like Tana Mojo where you're like scandal after scandal after scandal. It's more of like they've done some pretty bad things, but it's more hidden. I don't know if that makes any sense. So they've never had any serious things until what happened a few weeks ago, which is where Gabi started a OF. And if you don't know what OF is, I would Google it, but she started an OF because they wanted to shift to more serious content. They were kind of tired of the advertising to young kids. I'm assuming they were tired of being sort of PG, since a lot of lifestyle influencers have recently tried to shift away from being PG, and I think they just wanted to do the same. A lot of these lifestyle influencers have started creating OFs. Like, she is not the only one I've seen. And this is a whole nother discussion in itself, but that kind of takes away the legitimacy of people that are doing it for a living and not people who just kind of want to cash in for some extra money, knowing that they can sell things to their fans. Another thing is that with Gabi's OF that a lot of people haven't been discussing is that Gabi in her OF wasn't posting mature content, which is what that site is mostly known for. And a few people were confused by that, as well as I was, but a few people were concerned about that and they were like, what are you doing on this? You're marketing this to kids. Kids are getting on this app. It's a little weird. So she marketed it like she was gonna do serious things, and I think this is where her first issue arises. So if you don't know what happened, she marketed a video saying, can't keep my underwear on, and it resulted in her sending a video of her as a kid with a dress on and nothing underneath, and her father is in the background basically saying like, lift up your dress, and her being like a toddler, she does it. Well, a lot of people don't realize, even though that this is her as a child, her as a kid. The issue is she marketed it as if it were for adults. So the people who bought it unknowingly bought child things. And that is illegal in itself. The fact that she also doesn't, I mean, I'm assuming she sort of realizes in the back of her head subconsciously, if you don't want to give her the benefit of the doubt, because some people don't, is that she looked at this video, said, wow, a fun family video. I'm going to market it as like something more scandalous, because I can't say certain words, and see who buys it. How did she not realize any step of the way that that was going to cause her issues? Of course, I'll be using this is Maybelline. It doesn't say the brand on it. Instant Rewind, Age Rewind color corrector. This is a fan fave for a lot of people, including me, because it really lightens under my eyes and it just makes me sculpted. I use a lot of concealer. I know a lot of people have recently been like, don't use as much concealer, it's not good for your skin. I don't care. I don't care on my skin. I care on your skin. Like, use what makes you happy. But for me, I've just been loving cracking it underneath. It just makes my black circles under my eyes go away. So Gabby did that, and then her first response was really bad. It was very much kind of a stupid response. She was just like, I didn't market it. It's a fun family video that I wanted to share. I used my OF as a Finsta and express my feelings. By the way, she sold that video for like $3. So if it were really a Finsta, you would post things for free. You wouldn't charge people. Anyway, besides the point, she does everything for money. She didn't really respond in the right way. Other people, normal people, wouldn't have done this in the first place, but they would have responded perhaps better, legal-wise, in my opinion, because you've been on the internet for so long, and you have been caught in scandals in the past before, so at this point you probably should know how to respond to certain things. My opinion. This is the fan fave as well, Laura Mercier setting powder. I don't have these anymore, so I don't know why I keep putting them there. This is the Laura Mercier setting powder. I think it's the translucent one. I know that there's another one that they come out with and people hated it, but I've had this for like 2.5 years and I love it. I use very little. I don't bake. I just use it to set because I have very oily eyes. And I use a very fluffy brush. This is from Moda. Moda brushes are really good. Buy them at Walmart. They're like, have like really big packs and sets, and you can get them from really cheap, and they're usually on sale and clearance. So get those, or TJ Maxx. Usually has Moda brushes. They're kind of expensive on their own, but if you buy them on sale, totally worth it. Back to Gabi Demartino. So she didn't really address it right in the first place, which I think a lot of people weren't surprised by. A lot of people were just more surprised by the fact of what she was marketing and what she was selling to children. But she didn't really respond, and then after people started really like, media started picking this up, I think that's when she realized she was in some deep trouble. And she did something really stupid. She DM'd her fan page. This is the Smashbox Holidays Contour and Spotlight palette. They bought this again like 2.5 years ago at a TJ Maxx. It comes foldable, which I love. But then I've used this a decent amount. It has 3 contour shades. This is way too light for me, so I don't really use that. But I use these 2. And then they've got some highlighting shades. I'm using a different highlighter today, but I just wanted to show you that. So after responding like that on Twitter, her next response was to go into her fan page's like group messages, and she started talking to her fans, which I think this was really dumb of her to do. She does a thing where she invites a bunch of fans over and they have like a sleepover, and I'm all for responding to your fans and like having a relationship with your fan, like knowing when to stop that line and making sure you're not crossing it. Gabby Hanna crossed this line as well, where she DM'd a fan a bunch of, ooh, that was a little too much. She DM'd a fan a ton of personal information about Jessie Smiles, who, congratulations, she's pregnant, good for her. Anyway, she DM'd a fan a bunch of personal information, and it's like sometimes they don't really realize that they can't cross that line, and although they might see them as friends, they aren't friends, and they can't cross that line, at least in my opinion. I know some people think about that a little bit differently, but at least in my opinion, you should know when and when not you can cross that line. And Gabi Demartino didn't know that she was crossing that line because she decided to send them a personal message, a voice message, so no one could screenshot it, obviously, basically saying that she was getting a lot of hate, but she hoped and prayed that this wouldn't get back to Ariana Grande because she didn't want Ariana Grande to unfollow her. Okay, so we understand you have your priorities really straightened out, but that's your prerogative. Okay, wonderful. So after she did that, we found out that these messages were true because one of the girls in the group chat wrote it all down, didn't post like the voice message. Smart because she didn't want to get into legal trouble either. For blush, I am using this BH Cosmetics blush and highlighter palette. Maybe using this shade Lychee and Coral. Interesting, right? They're a little pigmented, so I gotta be a little careful. I'm not gonna use this brush. I think I'm gonna use this brush. You know that these messages are true because she posted them on Instagram, and a bunch of other Gabi Demartino fan pages started commenting, you need to take this down. This is like a blatant thing of disrespect. You have like no proof. And Gabi Demartino was liking those messages. If she would have just ignored it, no one would have known that that was true. And I think that's another dumb thing about her is she doesn't realize when to separate her fans from like her real life. And I know they say that their fans are above the age of 13. Like they have fans over the age of 13. Like they're not all kids. I don't believe that. Just because like analytic wise, I mean, I have a similar analytic demographic, I think, to them. We're just a little younger than me. And you just can't say certain things just because you can't. You can't do that with kids. And some of these influencers really don't understand that. But anyway, she said that and everyone was really disappointed because it was obvious she hadn't learned anything. And then she left Instagram for a few days. Ariana Grande still follows her, which is really disappointing. I don't think she knows about this situation yet, but I hope people keep DMing her and telling her. And she came back and made a statement on YouTube, Gabi Demartino, basically stating that it was really serious and she realized what she had finally done. It was a 2-minute video. She is not crying in the video, but it's obvious that she has been crying all day. And she basically was like, I will not be posting for a little bit. We've got to like get this figured out, my family and I. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then Nikki DiMartino put out a statement, which I was actually very proud of. And I think everyone was like pretty appreciative of, because like your twin sister is your person and it's like your other like half basically. And if you find out that your other half is doing these kinds of things, you're just disappointed in them, and sometimes like you might want to just defend them because they're your other half. She didn't. She was basically like, I don't agree with anything my sister did, like don't worry, we're gonna be working to fix this. And I think a lot of people were very like, okay, that was cool, proud of you. I like putting on a lot of blush, and this is a very pigmented blush, I've quickly learned. So I have to be careful with the amount of blush I put on. Next, I'm going in with this Becca Highlighter. It's in the shade Vanilla Quartz, which is honestly, it's stunning. It usually goes better with silver jewelry, and I'm wearing gold jewelry today. Do I care? Yet. Okay, so she basically put out a statement kind of denouncing her sister, being like, I don't agree with my sister. Obviously, we're not going to be making videos on the Nikki and Gabi show for a little bit, and we just need a little break. And that was the end of statements for a little bit. Gabi hasn't made a statement since, and there was a lot of backlash on her YouTube video, obviously, because it was very planned and set up. It was very obvious that it was made for legal reasons, because OF is taking away her, permanently banned her. She's no longer allowed on the account, and people are starting to look into getting her YouTube channel removed and looking into pressing legal charges against her. So it's very obvious that this is all like legally calculated, and they are looking for ways to get her sister out of trouble. So Nikki, good on her for like stepping down her sister, and I'm very appreciative. But what I don't appreciate, the thing I'm going to use is an older palette as well. I'm trying to pan this. I'm trying to get through this as much as I can. Is the Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men, No Tails, Treasure in the Stars, Lorac palette. This was a palette they came out with a few years ago. The only issue I have with this palette is that it's like, there's a lot of fallout with it, so it's not that great. It's got a really pretty like shade collection. Like, you can do a lot with this. However, the packaging is very bulky. It's very dusty. I'll show you in a sec when I use one of the shades. It's just not the best. I don't think I'm going to be using the shimmers in this palette. I think I'm going to grab another shimmer that I have over there. But I'm going to use the base for my eyes. I haven't decided yet though. So, what I don't appreciate is that Nikki recently has been posting her sister. Mind you, it hasn't been that long. Like, a lot hasn't happened. Nikki has recently been posting her sister on her Instagram story. And it was very slow and very gradual. First, it was just like a picture of them two. Then it was a picture of just Gabi. And now, Gabi has reposted on Instagram, and she's like kind of acting as if nothing is happening. And this is very similar to what Tony Lopez did when he returned. He made a statement when it first happened, never addressed it again, and now is expecting people to forget about it. Because that's what these people sort of do, is they kind of hope that people will forget about it. But what we want at this point is them not to have a platform. They abused, well, they abused their platform to kind of take advantage of kids. They really used kids to sell products and sell things and really crossed the line and did something very criminal that will get her fans in trouble as well. I don't think they deserve a platform, in my opinion. This isn't canceling, this is deplatforming and holding people accountable when they deserve to be held accountable. Now, do I think that they're gonna get deplatformed? No. Gabi has a pretty loyal fan base. However, hopefully people will keep holding her accountable until she either serves time, it's off the internet. She shouldn't make a living off the internet anymore. And I completely stand with that. And I think a lot of influencers agree with me when I say that. I'm gonna go under my eyes. Ooh, maybe I should go with a little poppy blue under my eyes. Oh, that's really cute. Oh my god, that's really cute. I really like that. It really lightens my eyes. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. So she hasn't really addressed it again. She's just kind of, I think, not hoping for it to go. Yeah, I think she's hoping for it to go away. I take that back. She's definitely at this point hoping that it'll go away and people to kind of accept her apology, which wasn't even really an apology. It was just more like I did this and I apologize, but hopefully you can forgive me and I can move on and learn from that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So she kind of did that. And then she now, which I'm very frustrated by, has been posting on... No, hasn't been posting. She hasn't posted on her YouTube yet. I'm sure that's coming soon. But she has changed the name of her YouTube channel. So it used to be Fancy Vlog. But now, because she wants to dissociate from that type of era, disassociate from that type of era, she's changing the names of things. And I'll give it to her. It's really smart. Even though it's very manipulative, it is very smart. And she's going to get a lot further with that. Oh no. However, I don't know if they're pressing charges against her legally. I don't know if in her area cops are willing to press charges against her. I don't know. I think there's a very good chance that OnlyFans might press charges against her because she did something against the platform. But I don't think they're gonna do that. Ooh, I kind of want to put this shimmer on the outside of my eye. Do I kind of regret that? Yes. Do I really regret it? No, because it kind of deepened the outside of my eye. Gave it more dimension. Like, it's kind of like a duochrome shift. Not really. Yeah, I should put it on the inside of my eyes as well. It kind of gave that more dimension. I kind of can appreciate that as a shimmer. Well, I can kind of. So, what are my final thoughts on this? This is the Wonder Beauty mascara. I don't know which color. This one is the Unleashed. I think the tube is very interesting for this one. I'm not gonna lie. I got it in a Allure beauty box, which used to be really good. They're not as good. But I am really impressed with this mascara, to be honest. I think cheap mascara works just as well as expensive mascara. So Gabi Demartino is, I think, personally, I think she's gonna try and come back to YouTube. Either make a series about herself and her sister, because I kind of like doing that too. Explaining why Gabi's learned and how she's grown and how this mistake sort of happened, and they're gonna just kind of talk about it, make it really deep, and then I think she's gonna try and go back to everything is normal. But I think this should be a huge wake-up call from her. She is completely unaware in today's society. She is, and not to bring in like past drama because this isn't the truth behind. I'm gonna be using this Huda beauty thingy. It's from Argentina, so. Oh, I need a mirror. For my mirror, I will be using the ColourPop My Little Pony collection. So I think she will try and come back to YouTube. First is that she's going to come back. She's gonna come back and say like, that's how I've learned, and this is why I was wrong, and I'm so sorry that this happened. And her sister's gonna help her because her sister always does it. However, this girl is completely lost in today's society. She, for Black Lives Matter, didn't start posting, and people saw this until Ariana Grande. People started figuring out that Ariana Grande was unfollowing people that weren't talking about Black Lives Matter. Do you know how messed up that is? That, like, she only decided to start posting when other people were pointing out that a celebrity... No, like... When did we stop doing things because they were right? Okay, I found the lipstick that I'm using. Okay, so this is the Sephora 75. There's a mark on my lip. Interesting. Okay, so let me wrap this up as I put on my setting spray because it's time. It's time to wrap this up. Gabi Demartino does not deserve a platform. Gabi Demartino needs to leave the internet, but she's trying to come back. She doesn't deserve a platform. Better people deserve a platform. Go follow people that do things. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go hit the stuff down below. I love you guys so much.